Sorry guys, I hope you don't mind, but I'm just gonna grab some food while we're doing this. So just give me a second. In case you're wondering, I got some wingstop. And come with a fucking fork. Oh, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see this. Open the wrench. Okay, I got a 10-piece wings with half original hot and half mango habanero, and then two of the brand new thighs that they have at Wingstop, both with mango habanero. Trying it for the first time, so let's see how it goes. Yep, that's wings alright. These thighs look pretty freaking hot. I don't think I'm picking them up with my bare hands. I think I'm gonna burn myself if I do that. Okay, so today we're talking about milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is a game about a girl trying to go and get some milk from the store, and because she's British or something, they're selling it inside a bag of milk. Why do they sell it in a bag of milk? Can you imagine trying to drink from a bag? At least the jug has a handle. How the fuck do you drink out of it like that? Never mind. It's stupid, but I'm not gonna think about it too much. Anyways, I was gonna cover some pretty heavy topics. It talks about mental illness more than anything, because the main character has a mental illness, and in the description of the game, it seems to imply that the creator does as well, and that this is made in her portrait. His or hers. There. Now, one of my favorite things to do, in general, is to pick apart people's psyches. And I love thinking about what is this person thinking. I love trying to figure out what it is that makes a person tick, so to speak. And this game really explores that with the main character and possibly the creator's mental illness and how that affects how they see the world around them. And you, the player, are in essence a spectator and a voice in their head. Mango habanero is so much fucking better than original hot. Who the hell gets original hot? Why is that popular? It's just fucking buffalo sauce. It's always interesting to see a different point of view. That's why I like seeing the world from short people's point of view on occasion. I actually just strap a camera to the back of a short person's head and I watch what it is that they see for a couple of hours every so often. But in this game, rather than seeing it from a different height, you see it from a different understanding of the world. And it's implied that throughout the entirety of the adventure, if you can call it that, the main character is under the effects of drugs that are supposed to help deal with this mental illness. I think that it's extremely important to try and deal with mental illness, and that there are a lot of cases where you really can't because it's just essentially hardwired into you. And I really do feel very bad for the people that have to deal with such extreme issues like that. Which is why I'm always grateful when I have the opportunity to see things from other people's point of view. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the entirety of the story, seeing as how it's a game that you could finish in probably 15 minutes. Throughout the story, the main character sees the shop clerk as though they were a monster. And the only one that they can really communicate properly with is you, the player. Which is even more striking when you realize that you're essentially just a voice in their head. Your goal as a player is just to help her accomplish her mission of buying a bag of milk from the grocery store. When you manage to get the milk and get home, you get to meet her mother. And you notice that in the main character's eyes, her mother is just as terrifying, if not more so, than the shop clerk, and appears to be extremely controlling. Now, while it may be true that the mother has her daughter's best interests at heart, it's also true that she's not going about it the right way based on what we've seen in this short little clip. It's only really a few words of dialogue that amount to, did you get the milk? Did the drugs help? Go to bed. Now, I don't know how accurate a lot of the visuals and the way that things are presented are to the real world, but seeing all this kind of stuff, I think it can be really eye-opening if you're not really aware of how bad it can really be for a lot of people. Because mental illness isn't as simple as I'm sad all the time or I'm angry all the time. It really does affect how you perceive the world around you. To the point where something as simple as buying milk at a grocery store is an insanely difficult task to overcome. Those wings were pretty good. One of them was a little bit burnt, a little bit crunchy. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, I'm gonna eat the wings though. I mean, not the wings, the thighs. I've played a lot of games that tried to give a perspective on things such as depression or anxiety and how badly it can affect the mental health of a person, but it's almost always extremely artsy and to some degree very preachy. I still appreciate it, but this game does it in such a way where you're there with the person, experience what they experience. So it feels a lot more personal, even if it's a shorter experience, which is why I think I like this so much. Now, you can lose in this game, and when you do, it's caused by you essentially causing her mental state to deteriorate. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think there are many negative endings. It's just you get jump scared, and you're told you didn't help very much. This thigh isn't half bad. I think I still prefer the wings. I think that one of the things that I like the most about this game is that it shows you that the way that she thinks, the main character that is completely normal. She processes events and thinks about them the same way that you and I would. She has fears and anxieties, same as you and me. The only thing is that her mind receives the outside world signals in a very different way. And that's all that it really comes down to. So having a conversation with her and seeing that she's just talking like a normal person helps work toward the goal of making people realize that having a mental illness doesn't make you stupid or weird or incomprehensible as a person. All that it comes down to is just an illness, something that anybody could have. As far as my personal experiences with mental illness go, I haven't had anything especially serious. Just a short, I don't know if you could even call it a depressive episode, for like a few weeks. But I did have a friend at one point that had a serious mental issue, and I saw how it affected his family and all of his friends, and I saw that if not handled properly, it can really deteriorate everything about a person's life. And I think that the perception that people have of mental illness adds to that. So having a game like this that just puts it into context, what it is that we see from the outside, I think is extremely important. I don't think that this game is the kind of game that you're going to be going to for replay value or for too much comedy, but I think it's an important commentary on something that not many people really consider very often. And if you didn't know that this was a genre of game, it essentially is. There's many games out there that are like this. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish my thighs now. Actually, I'll just finish this one, and I'll give you the review. The sauce was mango habanero. I liked it a lot. The chicken itself was very bland once you start biting into it. I think that it was cooked in such a way where none of the flavor really seeped into it. It felt more like they cooked a piece of chicken and they dunked it in a vat of sauce and let it sit for a couple of seconds, and they took it out and put it into a box. Overall, I think I'd give these these thighs a 6 out of 10. Not the worst chicken I've ever had. Alright. Stay well. I would strongly recommend that if you watch this video and it interests you at all, that you should go and support the creator. because I really appreciate the work that they put into this project. Thanks for watching.